Hi guys, my name's Monty, and I enjoy the finer things in life. Fetching a nice stick, eating a bone from a dead animal, or snuggling up in a sleeping bag on a cold night. So I just want to say, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Meat. All up in there. Look, you got a big old leech.
Hey guys, out here in the woods again with Monty, and we're going to do another overnighter. It is so warm. I'm sweating. It's about 30 degrees out, and with this hiking it's just nasty. And speaking of warm, I had a little bit of a frustrating start to today's adventure. I was pulling down a 2-track, which I was pretty sure I'd go find down in my truck with 4-wheel drive, and there was a small hill, and I go up the small hill and start slipping, and I kind of slid out to the side. So I'm like, alright, you know, I just reverse and try again. And what's happened is there's just been a freeze-thaw cycle, and it is just complete ice underneath. So I kept just reversing, and then I just tried to turn around because there's a little spot, and I just kept getting further into the snowbank and stuck. So I spent like 45 minutes digging and going back and forth and digging and going back and forth, and everything. The second I turn my tires, it turns to ice. So my truck's stuck. It's still stuck, and I spent 45 minutes trying to get it out, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going camping. I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow. So I'm gonna have a good old-fashioned fun snow shoveling session tomorrow when I'm trying to go home and get my truck out. So we didn't really get to the spot I wanted to get to, which was a few miles down this road near, and there's looked to be a nice cedar swamp kind of nearby. So I was hoping to make a big old lean-to with some easy to cut cedar, but now we're just kind of winging it and going off wherever I can into the woods. So we're gonna see what happens, and we're gonna see what type of shelter I build. We got a late start already and an even later start because of the stuck truck. So let's get going. Come on, Monty. Well. Would you look at this? Did nature leave us a ridgepole? Yeah, Monty. Well, let's get out some tools and check this thing's stability. Definitely a big dead tree, broken in half, sitting on that stump. I'm going to bust out my axe and whack it a few times, see if it's really stable or not. If it is, I'm going to use this as a ridgepole. Take it as a sign. It's a nice beautiful spot in a valley next to that little stream. Oh, it's right next to the stream. This would be a great spot. This is what we need, Monty. This right here. This axe. Definitely deep enough. Pretty solid. All right, we're gonna build our shelter here. So, first thing I gotta do is clear out some snow. And then we're going to get a picture of what the shelter shall look like. So, I got a clear spot. Ooh-wee. As you can see, I got a beautiful little stream. I got my spot dug out for the most part. The snow is a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. Right, Monty? Look at that. It's about as deep as Monty is. Deep as Monty is tall, but I got it dug out. Let's go over here to this side. And I think we're going to lay the logs up like this. And just use that snow wall there as our fire reflector. So I've got to get a bunch of logs and start piling. But first things first, I brought out a little special something for Mr. Monty here, because he's a good boy. Yeah, what did I bring? Is it a raw venison bone? Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Figure I'd give him something to do while I'm you know, working on the shelter. So sit pretty, or sit. Can you sit pretty on that hill? Oh, that's not good enough. Come on, Monty, sit pretty. Sit pretty. All right, that was good enough. Good boy. Good boy. Gotta find a spot here. I'll give you free rein, wherever you want. All right, now that he's chomping on that, I gotta go get a bunch of logs. Whole bunch of them. Collecting firewood and building a shelter at the same time. Well, maybe that one too, eh? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use mostly cedar because that's what it's around here. I'm actually going to dig back a little bit and have it be a little bit shallower. When I built that first big lean-to, I used real dense logs, like maple and oak and whatnot. And if that fell on me, that would hurt. If I had a bunch of cedar logs kind of just flop on me, I'd be perfectly fine. So I'm going to dig this back a little bit, and then we'll get our length with my arms, what I need, and my axe, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so if I extend myself like that, that's the length I need, saw and axe. So that's my measuring device. Pretty long, but it's what we're gonna have to do. It's time to turn into a dead tree cutting machine. You get a whole bunch of them. Oh boy, Monty, you just eat your bone. Oh yeah, some nice super dead pine right here. I might be able to make, these two trees right here, they're pretty dead, so they're pretty light. I might be able to just push these down. I could get 2 or 3 logs if they don't explode on the way down. Oh, there goes that part of it. See if I can ease this bad boy down. Let's just ease this bad boy down. Nice. Alright. That's probably 2 pieces right there. Yeah, but that's, it looks big around, but that's not heavy. That's really light. Same thing with this. Push that right over. And that didn't break. So, I'm going to cut these up now, measure them out, hope I can get a few pieces off here. Right here. So we got to make a cut. Easy. That's 4 logs. Pretty simple stuff, and these are big around, light and big, so that'll cover some space. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but these trees are dead. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but these trees are light. Dead tree right here. Okay. Monty's laughing at me. Monty's laughing at me somewhere. Oh yeah. That is... Ooh. It's cutting it close with that one. Hey, Monty? Apparently Monty didn't like all the ruckus. He took his bone to somewhere with more solitude. If I keep getting them this size, I'm going to need like 4 more. This is working out great. Yeah, she's shaping up. She's shaping up. See, the reason I'm making it so steep is because I don't want to sleep under this. This right here, if this were to fall, chances are it's probably going to be, you know, I mean, there's a tree right there, but chances are it's going to do some damage. And so I don't want to sleep with me or Monty directly under it. So that's why I'm making it really shallow so that we can sleep right here. So even if it just goes like, I'm not going to get crushed. I don't think it's going to happen anyways. I wouldn't sleep next to it if I thought it was going to, but just as an added safety bonus, I'm going to make it super shallow, put Monty further back. I'll sleep right here, you know. But even saying that, with all these sticks under here, if it did fall, it might even go one way or the other. But I don't think it's going anywhere. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is get a whole bunch of these. I'm going to cut a bunch up and drag them over here. I'm probably not going to do much recording of it. I'm just going to go cut them, get it all done, and we'll just record stacking them up, building the shelter. So, let's get to it. This one here, these little axes, it's wedged up into these trees, but I should be able to get a nice couple logs out of it. There we go. Monty, have you done some damage to that bone? Yeah, look at that. Hey Monty, what's it? Oh, he cleaned that thing right off. He's just got to crunch and get the marrow out now. You wild animal, you. So, I've got a bunch of logs. Soon I shall stack them. Got some cedar in there, some balsam. I think that's it. Maybe one pine? I don't know. Anyways, so got to stack them up here. I'm just gonna throw the stick for Monty if he wants that. Monty, you want to fetch a stick? Monty, you want the stick? I think that's a yes. So we're gonna throw a stick for a little bit. He just loves touching the stick. Ready? Oh. Good boy. Give me that stick. Give me that stick. So we're making good progress. We got about an hour and a half till the sun sets. Just got to stack up those logs. Thinking if we got time, I'm going to build the sidewalls up a little bit. And there's a big dead pine right there, so I'll do you my usual and probably wedge some pine stuff in there. Monty, you getting that stick? You getting that stick? Give me that stick. Give me that stick. Arr, 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 arr. Do you like camping? Yes, yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. Give me that stick. Oh, you're so vicious, Monty. You're so vicious. You think you can hold on to it? Oh, you lost it. Now, I know I haven't, I'm not building any of the shelters you guys asked for in my giveaway video. I'm going to get at that soon. This one was just a spur of the moment camping. I just wanted to get out, build a nice shelter. A shame that my truck's stuck. Oh, that's going to be so fun tomorrow. I wonder how long it's going to take me to get out. I might have to hike to the road. It's pretty stuck. And maybe get Jake to come out, and he's got to come along so he could pull me out if I get back into town. But it could be a big ordeal. It was definitely I definitely let out a few bombs. And maybe an F-bomb, and also another little bomb. But, oh. Anyways, we're not worried about that right now. We're enjoying the nature, the outside. Just loving being out. I got a tasty meal plan too. It's gonna be good. So yeah, just going to throw the stick for another 15 minutes here, and then we're going to stack up some logs. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Oh, hi. Hi, how's it going? Come here. Good boy. Alright, so if my feet are fully extended, that's still more than enough room. Woohoo! That's good news, right? We got enough room for me and you. Plenty roomy. Big old lean-to. Alright. We have got about an hour of sunlight left, and then the twilight, or whatever, the dusk. Don't kiss me. Don't lick my mouth. Don't you dare. So, I'm going to try to get we're going to try to build some sidewalls here. Build some sidewalls up. So, we need some stakes. Do for one. I need six stakes. Ah! Get out of there! Yes! Oh yes! Need to be about yay high before them. These aren't going to be the best steaks in the world, but hopefully they'll do. That one's about perfect length. Okay, let's go find a few more of these. I'm going to go on the skinny side. I'm going to make it a little bit more steep of a spike. Just like that. I'm going to do this on all 6 of them. That's good enough. And then on the other side, where I'm actually pound with my axe, I'm just going to make a little bit. I'm just going to chop off a little bit. It just helps it from mushrooming out. Picked up that little tip from MCQ Bushcraft. And then they look like that on one side and like that. So now I'm going to do that to all 4 of them and start pounding them in. Well, she's working. Not tall enough. Monty's just chilling under there. He knows exactly what this is for. He's just so used to sleeping in these shelters now. Alright, I'm gonna clear out some snow quick, and then we're gonna take this stick, get a measurement, and then go get a bunch of straight logs. Not a bunch, we shouldn't need too many, but a few. Honestly, this side we don't even really need it. Okay, so we only got to be arm length, and this honestly, the snow is piled up so much on this side that I don't really need anything other than a few pine branches just sticking up. Like the snow is like, you'll see it when we look on that side. It's looking at the shelter close, but it's about that deep. I don't need anything, so I'm just gonna stick pine branches. Just get logs for one side. So I'm gonna go do that, get some logs, and then we'll stack them up on the one side. Don't worry, Monty. Soon I will get your fixings for laying down comfortably, I promise. Your fixings. Okay. That one there. Really nice if we can do this so that I don't need paracord at all, which I don't think I'm going to stick any in. I think it's going to be fine. Oh, this log is not the best log. Okay, so this side, I could have done logs on that side, but seeing as how the sun has just set now, and it's going to start getting dark pretty soon here, and I'm only spending one night in this shelter, I think she's going to be good. I think she's going to be... What do you think, Monty? You think we should keep building all night long, or just call it good and like get to cooking the treats and blowing up your air mattress and that sort of fun stuff? Yeah, he agrees. He thinks we should get to cooking treats and just be done with it. So what I'm going to do now is go get some pine branches, just fill in major gaps. I'm not going to go crazy. It's only supposed to lightly snow tonight. I'm just going to do a little bit. If it were going to be heavy snowfall, I would definitely get lots of stuff to pile on there and put some snow on top too. And I would do it into the dark, but into the night, that's fine though. I don't really need to. So I'm just going to fill in some major gaps, grab a couple branches, just stand them up for a little bit of added wind protection, just a little bit of something. Stick it right in those snowbanks there. Monty's already tired and ready to pass out, so I got to do that. Then I got to get firewood, then I got to start a fire and blow up his air mattress. So I'm going to go quickly grab branches and stuff. Let's do it, Monty. Come on, you're coming with. Come on, Monty. Let's go. So as you can see, this is a monstrous big dead pine tree here. Well, it might not be dead yet. Or yeah, it's dead. Oh yeah, she's dead. She's out for the count. She's a biggin. But yeah, I'm gonna do like I always do in my lean-tos. grab this pine stuff. Pine branches. Woo. So I need to get a pile of this. Okay, not the biggest load, but hey, I don't need the biggest load. I'm going to leave the big branches off to the side here, or the longer branches I should say, and just start sticking this stuff up here in these gaps. If you watch any of my other lean-to builds, I've done the same thing with the pine. I like using pine, especially if it's just sitting around. And it's quick. I don't need to dig. If the ground was exposed, I'd use the junk, the leaves and all that stuff. But for this, with just a light snowfall, I don't need crazy coverage. Oh, Monty, you just wanted your food for once? Just filling up slight gaps. I don't even really need to stuff it in these gaps very much. I can kind of just set it on here because it's very shallow and it ain't gonna go anywhere. Well, this is just to make it purty. Gotta make it purty. We're not coming out here to build an ugly shelter, are we? No, no, no. That just won't do. I think that's gonna be enough for that. This pine stuffing. This ain't gonna be my best pine stuffer. That's what we're gonna call this. Just us. Call this pine stuffing. Pine stuffing my shelter, you know? You just gotta get out there and pine stuffer. This is a poor pine stuffing. That's most of the big gaps. I'll lay some of that on there. Calling it good there. Now we're going to stick some branches on the side there. There. Actually, these are just going to go right here. And we'll just keep this here like this. Stick a little bit more. Oh, you're a good boy. All right. Alrighty. So that's what we got for a shelter. Let's go take it. Now you can see there's some gaps there, but it's okay. You know, it's not going to get crazy snowy. It's just an overnighter. That's just quick. And you can see I got a few small gaps in there, but there's nothing too crazy big. And then the logs piled up over here. If I had more time, I'd probably put some more pine branches, but you know what? It's getting dark. It is time to get some firewood and a fire going. So that's my next step. Gotta collect some firewood now. Which shouldn't be too bad. There's a big dead pine right there with tons of sticks, so I'm just gonna go grab a bunch of those. And then we're gonna get camp set up and build a fire. Alright. First things first, let's find a nice stick. Oh, there's a stick made for it. What is it made for? What is it made for, you ask? Illumination. Illumination. That's the first thing we gotta do, Monty. We need some light in here. So, let's get this bad boy hooked up on here like that. How's that feel? Does that feel? Oh man, yeah, that lights up real good. Okay. Now I bet you're wondering why you have no sleeping pad out yet. Well, that's because you're running around and you're chewing on a bloody bone and you're just checking stuff out. So, first thing we gotta do for little big Monty here is get him his sleeping pad. And I got a couple of Ys here, because for dinner, I don't know if I've mentioned what it is yet, but if I didn't, I'm gonna keep it a secret. Oh, you're gonna sit on me, huh? Monty's ready for a spot. He's like, Dad, normally you give me a spot already. Why? Why? Don't worry, Monty. We'll get to you. You're the cutest dog ever. You know that? You know that. You have to know that. Just staring at me already. You know exactly what's coming. You're probably going to want to sit on this thing before I even get it blown up. He knows. His nose knows. Monty. Oh. Alright, let me move you out a little bit. We got the room. Here we go. Alright. Our Monty is taken care of. You mind if I scoot you back just a little bit? There you go. Let's see, you got snowball? Nah, he's being in licky phase now. He is in licky phase, where he will lick all the snow off of his little feet. Oh, we're still recording. Oh, I got this little pack of sausage and cheese sticks just for a snack. And I think what we're gonna do is eat some of that snack right now. What do you think, Monty? Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to wait on blowing up my sleeping pad, because Monty will crawl over it. I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to have the fire right there, in that little nook. You want it? Got your water, which I know you don't want, so there's nothing in there. Then I got these special guys. Some beer. Might as well crack one open. I got a few of them. It's a Bell's Two-Hearted Ale, American IPA. Take a little sip before I start cutting up some sticks, breaking up some sticks. And then we're going to get a fire going. Oh, I hit the spot. Okay, I need to cut up some wood. Then we are going to put some layers on and spark up a fire. I don't need to cut up too much. A couple of Ys. So what I'm cooking for dinner tonight is I am going to have some fire roasted chicken Alfredo. The fire roasted comes with the chicken. I'm not going to fire, I mean it's going to be cooked over a fire, but it's going to be tasty. It should be a delicious meal. Delicious. I'm just going to break up a few more of these sticks, and then we're sparking up a fire. Okie dokie. Put down a few pieces of wood here. Just a few. Not a bunch, not a couple, just a few. Get out the old Bushcraft knife. And the old pocket full of birch bark. Ooh, my jacket is finally falling apart. I got a big old, well there's some paracord mixed in there. I always got a fire steel in my pocket, paracord, and birch bark. And a headlamp too usually. I always got pockets full of junk. Oh boy. I collected some birch bark on the way. And then you got this stuff. No, oh, yep. My little twigs. Little things. Good enough. Good enough. Now let's just start piling on these things. Piling on the twigs. And then the somewhat bigger twigs. Some more little ones, medium ones, fat ones. It don't matter. Get them all on there. Your sleeping pad's a little wet there, Monty. Okay. Time to get some layers on. Warmth. You know what else we can do? See, notice how I've got most of my essentials out, like my axe, my saw, my warmth, and this bag is still like this full. That's because, like, 2 sleeping bags is like this much. Or, no, the one sleeping bag comes up to here. It's like this big around. It's my military down bag. It is just the bulkiest thing. It looks like I'm carrying out enough stuff for like 2 weeks. But it's just my bag. It's takes up so much room. And the Monty sleeping bag. And his wool blanket right here. This thing isn't really take up much room. It's just dense, a little heavy. But let's get Monty snuggled up. And if he doesn't want it, he won't mind. He'll move around. But I don't think he's gonna be opposed to getting wrapped up right now. Monty enjoys certain things out in the woods. He enjoys treats. He enjoys getting wrapped up, snuggling on his pad. He knows. You saw him go right to the pad. He knows. He's a good boy. All right. But anyways, I want to throw on some layers. Got all my layers on. And I'm starting to get pretty hungry. So I'm wanting to cook soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up some Y's here. I'm not going to cut towards Monty because we're going to avoid injury, even though you seem to just be real interested about my knife. Maybe you want the stick. Is that what you want? You want this stick? You want the stick? Yeah, he just wants to fetch some more. Why don't you lay down? So, unfortunately for Monty, all he gets for treats this trip are the raw venison bone, which he didn't eat the whole thing, but he definitely ate all that meat off it, chewed on some of it, and some cooked chicken. Unfortunately for him, that's all he gets. Right? That's all. You know, it's not enough. It's a bunch of crap. It's more than most dogs get, Monty. You just be thankful. You be thankful that I bring you out a venison bone and cook you up chicken like you're a human. A raw venison bone like you're a human, you know what I mean? And actually, you know, we'll cook it till it's done. We'll take it off, we'll let it, you know, just sit around or whatever. And I'll cut it up as I start the Alfredo. The Alfredo doesn't take more than, I don't know, 7 minutes to cook. The noodles, when I have boiling water, I bought fresh fettuccine noodles, so those only take a few minutes. So once the chicken's cooked, we're looking at a fast dinner. It's going to move pretty quick. Monty, you can't stand there. I gotta cut. Alright, come here, Monty. What's over here? What's over here? What's this? What's this? Alright, fine. I'll cut this way. But I swear. Alright, okay, I'll cut this way. Man, you're just being indecisive. know, maybe in the future I'll do those survival challenges. I need to make a bow drill fire. I got so much stuff to do and learn. For now, we're just keeping it simple. Building lean-tos and raised beds and starting fires with fire steel. I mean, all you really need to do to say you're bushcrafting is start a fire with fire steel. Am I right? Am I right? No. No, I'm pretty new to the whole bushcrafting thing, making the shelters. If you've been following my channel, you know that. I don't try to hide it. Pretty much been bushcrafting as long as I've been making videos. So it's a new thing to me. Camping I've done a lot of. Canoeing I've done a lot of. Kayaking I've done a lot of. Fishing I've done a lot of. Bushcrafting, not so much. I think we're good to go. Let's get to some cooking. Get to some cooking. Oh, blocking the light, blocking the light. Oh. Alright. Gotta mind that light, but that is a pretty convenient spot for it. This is working out pretty good. If I do say so myself, I just gotta not block it. Ooh. It's a little bit of a mucky spot right there. It goes up a little bit to where I'm at, but oh yeah. It's be a little swampy right here. That's the beautiful thing about wintertime though. It's pretty much frozen, or if you just have snow underneath you, you're good to go. You can sit on whatever you want. Okay, cook this chicken up. Oh, these go into the ground so nice. Because it's muck. Well, we're going to have these not sit in the ground so much for right now. There we go. Alright, Monty, calm yourself. Calm yourself. Simmer down. Simmer down now, son. Alright. So I'm going to spice up with my chicken with this seasoning. It's a new seasoning I'm trying. It's a different seasoning for chicken. I can't remember what it's called. It's, I haven't used it before. It starts with an M. Montreal. Oh, I've used Montreal before. What am I talking about? It's Montreal. I'm trying to be silly. Okay. Ha ha. So funny. Alright, so let's get some chicken chunks over this. Let's see. If we go like that, we'll go a little further. Alright, you know what, let's adjust the camera. I can't see myself very well in there. Watch out, Monty. Can we see me a little better now? A little bit? Alright, a little better. We're in close quarters, so we gotta work with what we got, you know? Alright, so let's just keep spiking on the chicken. Well, that's a juicy fat piece right there. Gotta make sure that guy's cooked. So I think a key thing for making sure this chicken's cooked is have it a little bit spaced out. Making sure Monty doesn't get too close and begs. Just kidding, that's an impossibility. He will be Hawkeyeing this chicken. Get the rest of it on here. It's gonna be pretty good, Monty. Monty's not gonna get the Alfredo part. He's just gonna get the chicken and the bone he got earlier. But I think he's gonna be okay. I think he's gonna be okay. Okay. Oh yeah. It's gonna be so good. Now let's take the chicken that I'm gonna eat, which I guess I will just go with this half. Just sprinkle all that. We'll do a little turn. Sprinkle some more of this unknown spice. Montreal, it's Montreal. And then we're going to go one more turn. Do a little bit more. Monty's not getting any of the Montreal. He might get a little bit of if it's splashing. Then we're just going to take whatever we got left over and just... Perfect. Alright. Now, with chicken, as I had said before in previous videos, if this were beef, if this were... pork's kind of gross too, but if it were fish or anything like that, I would just rub it with snow and call it good, but it is chicken. Chicken grosses me out when it's raw. So I got a handy dandy bottle of sanitizer. I'm just gonna coat my hand in it. Yeah, just extra. Chicken. That's the preliminary. This is the, just don't want to touch my other hand with it yet, just to be safe. Oh, that's so cold. Feels so good. Now we'll take both hands and we'll rub it. There we go. There we go. Let's just take some of this. Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. My hands are numb. Let's do one of these. We're good. We got the chicken on the stick. It's going to be cooking. We'll be building up these flames. We'll be adjusting these poles. But the rest of the magic comes in later. For the first time ever, I made the stick I'm cooking my meat on way longer than it needs to be so that I can go back and forth. For the first time ever. Good job. Oh man, you can't see my face. We're moving the camera back. That's what we're going to do. Monty gets so excited to come out camping. When I'm putting on my jacket and stuff, like, him and Ruger both automatically assume I'm taking them for a walk, no matter when. If I put my jacket on and I start getting my boots on, they think they're going for a walk. It's when I bring the backpack upstairs is when he really goes nuts. He just starts doing circles and circles and just following me around, hightailing me. He just knows. He knows. And Ruger bless his heart. I feel so terrible. Ruger just is on me like flies on shit, just giving me those eyes, just like, what? I want to come this time, Dad. I want to come, really do. I feel so bad leaving him. I make Funk, like, give him a bunch of treats and stuff when I'm leaving because, I don't know, the guilt I feel. I want to bring him, he's just too young. I'll make a super shelter, though. I think I might do that next week, maybe, possibly. And he'll be able to come in that. It'll be a lot warmer. Hear the owls, Monty. It's the owls. That's pretty cool, hearing those owls. I like that. I love all the sounds of nature. This is a really cool campsite, actually. It's like in a nice valley, and that stream, you can hear it. But hearing those owls brings me back to a kind of a funny story. So, what it was is I had drinking a few too many beers, and I was out with Funk, and we were camping with our dog Hachi, which he passed away, but he's the Alaskan Malamute. If you watch the Dog Treat song, he's the Alaskan Malamute in that video, and he was with us at that time. And you know, I drank, like I said, I drank a few too many beers, and I was a little tipsy. And Funk hadn't been out in the woods very much. This was early on in our whole hardcore camping and kayaking and whatnot. So we were out at camp, and it was dark. It was night. We were cooking food. We were sitting around the fire, and we were just having a couple beers. And off in the distance, I hear this noise. It's just like a kind of a little bit more drawn out, kind of just like that. And in this area I've camped before, and I've heard wolves. I've actually had wolves howling back and forth coming near me at the lake. And I heard that noise, and I was like, oh, you know, that's wolves again. Like, it's wolves howling. Like, and then I heard it again, and then closer I heard it again, and then even closer I heard it again. And I'm just like, all right, starting to get a little bit worried. And, you know, it doesn't help that I'm a little tipsy. And Funk, I'm starting to tell her, I'm like, you know, like, probably wouldn't be the best thing if wolves came coming through camp, you know, and whatnot. And so she's getting a little nervous. And then I hear one really close, and it does the same noise, and a little more drawn out. And I'm just like, oh man, this is not good. I gotta kind of warn these off. So I start just like screaming. I'm just like, whoa, whoa, just like letting out these gut-wrenching screams, try to scare it off. And then all of a sudden I hear it really close, like within like 50 feet, right next to us. So I'm just sitting here making these noises, screaming, getting ready. Funk's freaking out because I have her all paranoid that like these wolves are tracking us and coming for our food. And then all of a sudden they make a noise that I can recognize, and it's just owls. It was owls the whole time, and they were just making a noise I'd never heard them made before. It was just like a howl. It was like a roar. And I've never heard it before. But when they finally made the once I heard that, I was like, oh my, it's owls. Wow. So I was all worked up for nothing. I had Funk super worked up. She didn't know. And I was just like screaming and I'm screaming at these owls. Oh man. It was a good time. That's a pretty funny one. Ooh, that chicken's looking good. Oh, exactly what I wanted, Monty. That's perfect. I couldn't ask for better, Monty. I really couldn't. You just don't know any better, do you? You just want it and you can't help yourself. Go. Oh. Just reach under the Monty here. Oh. Well, that beer's done. Now it's toast. I know I got a couple more over here. Not a bunch, not a few, just a couple. So now the chicken's about done. So let's get ready for the other parts. Yeah. Oh yeah. The chicken's pretty good. So now what we need to do is get prepared. The next step is tricky. We've got to get water boiling, and then when the water's about boiling, right before it's boiling, we've got to get the rest of the stuff cooking. So let's stick this right here in the mud. Let's go get a pot of water. Get out the cookware. Got a spatula. And then I got a spork fork thingy. I love this little pot. It's like I think it's MSR, Alpine, whatever it is. I did not pay for this. Funk actually got this from her boss. He said he didn't go camping anymore and he had a bunch of stuff to give us, and he just gave us a bunch of stuff. And this pot has been through a lot. It's been one of my favorite little things I've kept around. So I'm gonna go fill this with water from that stream. Get this heating up. Okay. We gotta get that boiling. Get it close to boiling. And then we can do the next step. So I don't know if any of you guys watching ever think, you know, with all the camping gear I got, my water filters, my boats, everything, if you think I just went out and bought all that one day, nope. All the camping gear I got now was a long road of piece by piece building. There was a time when me and Funk were going paycheck to paycheck, and we would we'd be like, all right, we need a pen, all right, we need a tent. How much money are you gonna have left over after bills? And I was like, I got this much to throw towards it. And she's like, all right, I got this much, and then we would scrape by and get that tent. And I was like, all right, we should get a water filter. And she's like, all right, I'll have this much. And then we got a water filter, and then we got kayaks, and then we got sleeping bags, and like eventually we were like, all right, like now we can camp whenever we want, and like We built our stuff piece by piece, paycheck to paycheck, and we really had a drive to you know, because I there was a point where, you know, I'd been outdoors a lot and stuff, and I'd just use hand-me-down stuff, and then I just started to like be like, all right, this is what I want. I want some nice stuff. I want a nice water filter. I don't want to carry water. That's when we really started getting into it pretty hard. And yeah, eventually I'll make a video of how we evolved as campers. What we started with, what we built, and that'll come sometime. I'll make that one day, because it's pretty funny. Pretty good stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. Monty, are you excited? Monty, you could probably eat yours now, but if I feed you your chicken now, you will just eat it and then you'll beg more. So we're going to make him wait. We're going to make him wait. We start cooking this. We just needed to do that, get that going. And then this is where the magic is going to happen. To start things off with the Alfredo, we are going to throw in some butter. About 1 tablespoon. Melt it down. Now this is going to be tricky. I don't know how it's going to turn out over the fire, but I'm going to do my best, ladies and gentlemen, to make some really good Alfredo. Chicken Alfredo. We got this cooking over the fire. See, it's going to be really hot on this side, not so hot on the other side. So we're just melting that butter. That's going to be really hot. Oh, where's our little stick? This is already boiling. We need to cool it off for a second. Because the noodles, so we need to add in some minced garlic that I pre-cut up and some lemon zest, which you just take a grate, cheese grate, and shave off the outside of a lemon, but you don't go too deep. You just get just the outside. So now we got that cooking. Move that off the heat there. Ooh. This is good. We'll see how this turns out. Let that cook for just a minute there. Alright, that's probably good enough. Don't want to burn anything. That's key. Now we're going to add in a little bit, about a teaspoon of flour. Cook this for just a minute. We're making a roux right now. Oh yeah. Oh, it's going to be good. Move it to the other side there. Oh. Now we're going to add in some 2% milk that I put in this little Gilbert's jug. Now we're going to cook this up for just a minute. Alright, let's get this back to boiling. Our chicken is definitely going to be done. You know what? I don't even think I'm going to cut it up very much. I think I'm just going to leave it in chunks and just have a bite of chicken here and there. 'Cause I don't mind a big piece of chicken. Alright, and then let's move on to the next step. Let's see where our water's at. Our water's boiling. Alright, let's just let that boil as we go into the next step. Oh no, I threw in too much. I need some of that. That is shredded Parmesan. There's a chunk of cream cheese in there. Now we're just going to melt this down. Oh yeah. Yes. Ooh, the cheese is melting. We're getting close. Okay. Watch out, Monty. Back up, back up. I know. I know. We've got boiling water. Now let's add a big chunk. Let's do this right here. Okay. We've got the linguine in there. Noodles are in. Put it back on. Yeah, Monty, you might not be able to handle this deliciousness, so I want to get out of here. Can we do this? I think the Alfredo sauce is about done, so what we're going to do is we're going to add in a little bit of fresh parsley. Oh yeah, fresh parsley. So good, so fresh. Stir that parsley in to that cheesy goodness. Oh, that's some Alfredo sauce right there, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, that's pretty close to done. Let's check our noodles. I need my little fork here. These don't need that long. These might even be done. Ooh, they're close. They're very close. We're just going to give them another minute. The Alfredo sauce is done. We're just waiting on noodles now. Okay. I'm calling the noodles good. Let's just do one more quick double check. Oh, those are done. Those are done. So, what we've got to do is strain them just like that. But we need to keep some of the water because if you've never made Alfredo before, if you were to put this back in
with no water, it gets real sticky. So, add our noodles right into our paste right there. Okay, now we need to stir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, joyous day. It looks so good. It's a little bit watery, but you know what? The beautiful thing is that we can cook it over the fire and get a little bit of that extra moisture out. That's okay. Now, I do not know, I don't know if I did the correct noodle to sauce ratio, but it looks pretty good. Alright, so let's add in the final step. We're going to just take our chicken, which is sitting right over it. Add these pieces right in. Oh yeah. Chunk that chicken in. Let's keep cutting it up. Oh, I lost a little piece of chicken. That's okay. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, right there is some campfire chicken Alfredo. Ooh, this shall be enjoyed. Oh my gosh. Okay. I garnished it with some fresh parsley and Parmesan. Look at that. And fresh black pepper. Oh, I'm gonna eat this. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Stay there. Some kind of animal's creeping up on camp over there. But me and him are too busy with this to care. You ready, Monty? Go ahead. Go ahead. Get it. Get it. Get it. Oh, man. Oh, man. No words. Yeah, see, Monty, you ate yours too fast, dude. I am enjoying this right now. You don't even know. It's just so creamy and cheesy and... It's got the hint of lemon in there. Oh, man. This is so good. I know that I say that every time I eat, but this right here, this is on another level. You make it so hard to not share with you, Monty. Come here. Go ahead. Come here, right here. No, right here. Monty, right. Right here. Use your little beady eyes. Fire's back. Fire's back. I appreciate your spirit, Monty. I appreciate your spirit. Well, Monty, I'm sorry you didn't get as much as you obviously wanted, but you got plenty today, okay? So now I'm gonna let this fire rip. I'm gonna go fill up my dishes with a little water and boil some of this crap out, and then get set up for bed. Get my mattress out. I got Monty's, but I still gotta get mine. Whoops. That one's good. Oh, that was hot. Bad decision. Good job, Matthew. Just great job. Okay, so as far as dirty dishes go, chicken Alfredo makes quite the dirty dish. It's got that sticky cheese. We need to go dump this. You know, it's just the best feeling when you think you were recording the whole time and it turns out you didn't hit the little button. Monty, go lay down. Go on. Just get. Yeah, so I've been doing a few things. But one thing I wasn't doing was recording. Good boy. stretch them legs. Oh, Monty. My dear Monty. My precious Monty. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. You're such a beggar. What have I turned you into?
I've turned him into a monster.
A monster. Yeah, that's a good boy, though. That's a good boy. He just wants more treats. He just wants... You ready for bed? Got my air mattress blown up. Fire's burning down. I think I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, put away some stuff. You ready for bed? Come here, Monty. Come on. Yeah. Do as you please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do as you please. Do as you please.
I love being outdoors.
Settle into your sleeping bag. Come here. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Okay. Made some delicious food. Chicken Alfredo. So good. Drank a couple beers. Chilled by the fire. Made a good shelter. Heard some wildlife. It's a pretty good campsite. So, I'm about to shut this light off, crawl into my sleeping bag here and zip it up and pass out till it's daylight. So, I will catch you guys in the morning. Good night, everybody.
Good morning.
Monty's been wanting me to get up for a while now. Sorry, Monty. Dad's a sleepy head. You want freedom?
Was it you? I like to get out of my sleeping bag. All right, Monty. You do you. Go ahead. Go ahead. This way, right here. Monty, come here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, right here. Come on, Monty. Over me. Go. Be free. Be free. Oh. It was a warm one last night. It was like... It was like... I think it got down to like 17 degrees with no wind chill. I had too much warmth on. I had to shit a bunch of stuff off. But it's chilly as always in the morning. So, I'm gonna put on some layers. Get out of my sleeping bag. Greet the day. Alright, let's do it. Hi, Monty. Good morning. Good morning, Monty. Hi, Monty. Are you guarding camp? So let's take another peek at camp again. Pretty good shelter, worked pretty good. There was a little flurries last night. There's our fire pit. And we didn't get any snow on us. That's that beautiful little stream that I was listening to all night long. Let's go take a look at the backside. A little bit better light than yesterday. Worked pretty good. It was a little gappy in some spots, like right there. Definitely a little gappy. Come over here too, Monty. Hey, buddy. But, good shelter, all in all. Wouldn't you say, Monty, did you sleep good? I know you did. He only woke up one time and needed adjusting once. That's a first. Alright, guys. It's about that time that I get packed up. I got a car to dig out, and I got a video to edit. So, it's time to pack up camp. Let's do it, Monty. We've got one thing left to do here. We gotta say bye-bye. This here lean-to.
that's that. That is that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's adventure. I've got to do some hiking and some shoveling to get home. So, as always, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys at the next video. Come on, Monty. Let's go. See if I can go under this. I love going back getting your camera.